In today's episode, we put the spotlight on Tony Stark, otherwise known as Iron Man. Maybe he can tell us why his inventions tend to try to destroy the world. On Cosplay with Constance, we have 2 actor interviews. First, actress Rachel True, then Mitch Pileggi opens up the X-Files on Cosplay. Then we'll meet the cosplayer behind the arc reactor. And finally, get double vision as 2 Rosita cosplayers talk about a very important con tip. Suit up, it's time for some cosplay. Welcome to Captain Kyle's Cosplay Spotlight. Today we have one of the original vendors and someone who apparently has a bit of a reputation for partying. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Tony Stark.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks so much for coming on, taking time out of your busy schedule of... Wait, you're no longer in the Avengers, right?
Consulting, we'll call it.
Consulting, okay. So do you consult a lot?
When somebody messes up.
Which is how often?
All the time.
All the time. We know you made your fortune, and your father made the fortune as well, making weapons. But you've decided weapons aren't the way to go, correct?
Correct.
What would you consider the Iron Man suit? Isn't that kind of a weapon?
I guess an apt description is it's a prosthetic. It's a
Prosthetic.
full-body prosthetic.
How about the Iron Legion? Is that a prosthetic too?
More like an army of drones.
An army, that sounds kind of militaristic. And let's talk about one of your latest inventions that kind of didn't go so well. Ultron.
Maybe it went not so well, maybe it went well. It depends on how you look at it.
Well,
He was designed to be perfect, and he nearly was. So, bad for us, good for him, good for me. I designed something that was perfect, it just was on the other side of the field.
Yeah, I don't know that perfection would be with like a giant, rock about to crash into the earth.
No, but he sure thought he was perfect.
Does he take after you in that respect?
Not in the least.
Because he thinks he's
I'm
perfect
not 8
and
feet
you
tall.
know? And you know you're perfect.
Well, of course.
But you're not 8 feet tall. That is true. That
Right.
is true.
We're made of metal. That would be absurd.
But a lot of your inventions seem to be causing a lot of trouble. Have you ever thought about just like retiring and not inventing anything anymore?
Yes, and then I realized what a stupid idea that is.
Well, stupid for you because you make some money off of it. Maybe,
Well- Right, but if I don't invent things, then everyone doesn't get free energy or engines for their hovercraft or medical advancements.
Are you working on a hoverboard? Because I'd really like that. People have been waiting for a while.
No comment.
It's 2015. We're supposed to have hoverboards. What are you doing, Tony?
I don't know. That wasn't my development. That was Doc's.
Well, you know Doc? You get along with him? No. You just kind of...
I know who he is.
Travel in the same circles, but don't really mesh. I understand.
Bit of a wild card.
And you're not.
I write everything down. He doesn't keep notes.
He drew a picture. So, I understand that you hacked into the SHIELD database and got all their information. I'm not sure if that's like an espionage charge or anything there. Apparently you're not in jail.
They deemed it not worthy to lock me up after I basically proved that they were causing more problems than they were worth.
Yeah, I think you missed one of the problems. A little thing called Hydra. How do you overlook that thing?
Well, if you look at when they started, I don't think guys that are thinking it's still 1945 have any idea how to use computers.
Probably. So, you do have a reputation, though, for being a bit of a womanizer, a party animal. Is that a good example to hold up for children as being a superhero?
I've never claimed I'm a superhero. I'm just a guy with a metal suit. Happens to be doing good things, and if kids take after me, well, that's up to them. Also, if they take after me, they can call me and I'll help them out with the tech thing, because that's awesome. But
So are you going to give your number out on the air, just as you at one point gave your address out on
might
the
as
air?
well. I mean, it's certainly not anything that bothers me.
You have advanced filtration systems for calling, too, I imagine. No?
No need.
No.
Just,
when
just Jarvis.
Just
He
Jarvis
takes a
says-
day off once in a while, though, and I get spam calls from India. I don't get it.
You have helped a lot of people, and you have a great deal of power when you're in the suit. Are you concerned you might be tempted to use that power in ways that other people might not like, kind of abuse it?
Well, abuse would imply that what I do doesn't help people. I might take a rather circuitous route to getting the job done. Maybe, I'm not Team Rogers over here, Mr. Boy Scout, but it's not going to be the villainous route, if that's what you're asking. No.
Well, that's good to know. We would hate for you to go the villainous route. So you're a man of science.
Yes.
But you hang out with a god. Is he really a god?
Technically, he's not. He does bleed, which would imply that he's not immortal as much as he'd like to think so. So, god or no god? Mean swing, but no god.
No god. Well, yeah, and actually he did admit that he was not a god, so he did fail the Ghostbusters test in a previous episode. So you created Hulkbuster armor.
Yes, proud of that one.
And do you really think it can take down the Hulk? Because he is...
Oh, for sure. Well, Hulk's, a couple thousand pounds, 8 feet tall. My armor's 12 feet tall, 5.5, 6 tons, and I've got extra parts. Yeah, I think I can take him.
We'd like to see that sometime. Just, maybe a charity, wrestling match.
Grudge match, yeah. I don't know, that's up to Banner. You give him a call.
Well, you know him better than I. I don't want to call him up and have him think that I'm some kind of telemarketer, because if he gets mad...
Well, that's what we want, right? He's not going to get mad at me. I've tried that. It doesn't really work.
Yeah, you were skating on thin ice in that particular situation, weren't you?
Nah. He seems to have it under control.
So, speaking of control, Pepper Potts used
Yes.
to be your personal assistant. Now she runs your company.
For the most part, yes.
And you have a romantic relationship. Is the party boy settling down?
Well, I'd say in the aspect of multiple women, yes. But having fun, no.
Well, that's good. It's always nice to know that we can still count on you for having fun and for our tabloids. It's awesome.
Maybe the clothes will stay on in a few.
Well, Tony, thank you so much for coming on. We're about out of time, and we're going to be back in a little bit with the cosplayer. But first, we're going to see some cosplay with Constance. So, thank you, everyone.
Welcome to Cosplay with Constance. Today we're at the con floor for Monster Mania, where we're going to be interviewing several different celebrities. Hi, we're here at Monster Mania with Rachel True, star, actress, well known for movies like The Craft. So what do you think of all the cosplayers when you go to conventions?
Well, I think it's super neat, actually. Like, you look fabulous. There's a guy roaming around in, like, an Ultron costume. I mean, everybody looks great. And to be honest, at first I was like, why do people dress up when you're not shooting a movie? But I totally get it, because you can be a part of the action. So I really enjoy it.
Would you ever consider cosplaying yourself? And what would you want to cosplay as?
I think I'd want to be any superhero, but to be honest, because I'm an actor, like, I like to come up with a character and then act it out, like, in front of a film camera. So I think I'd rather be in a movie doing it, to be honest. But it looks fun.
It is. It's a blast. You get to meet a lot of cool people and actresses.
I really like the sci-fi show about cosplay. I watched that a lot, so I thought that was really good.
And what would you say your favorite part of going to conventions is?
I think meeting people who are enthusiastic. Like, I didn't know so many people were, like, still into the movies and enthusiastic and awesome, so that's probably my favorite part. All right, now go.
Hi, everyone. We're here with Mitch from such TV shows as The X-Files, Supernatural, Stargate Atlantis. And Mitch, how are you enjoying the convention so far?
It's great. It's a lot of fun. Everybody's really nice, and I like the intimacy of this convention, because some of them get so big, but this is really cool.
And do you have any opinion on the cosplayers that you see when you go to conventions?
You know what? I think they're very interesting. There's some really some pretty cool stuff out there, and you know, a lot of times I don't, because I'm usually sitting at the table for so many hours. I don't get to see a lot of the stuff that is going on out there. But it's people get really creative.
Would you ever consider cosplaying? And if you would, what would you want to dress as?
I don't know. You know, I saw we were in Dallas, and I saw a guy with a Groot costume that was one of the most amazing, and he had made it out of like yoga mats. But it was one of the most amazing things that I've ever seen in my life. It was incredible, and I imagine it was extremely hot to be on.
And do you have any upcoming TV shows or projects that we should keep an eye out for?
Well, I'm working on the X-Files right now, and
Can't wait for that.
yeah, me too. It's going to be out January 24th, and we're doing 6 episodes. Yeah.
All right, we'll be sure to keep an eye out for that. Thank you for talking to us. Is there any final word you'd like to say to your fans?
Just that I appreciate you guys coming by and saying hi and talking to me, and it's great to meet you all.
All right, well, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Back to you, Kyle.
Welcome back, everyone. We are sitting here with not a billionaire.
Unfortunately.
He's unfortunately not a billionaire. If he was, I would definitely be borrowing money. But actually a cosplayer who plays the part of Tony Stark. My friend, would you introduce yourself to everyone?
My name's Keller from Quartermaster's Cash. I'm a cosplayer and prop builder.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Keller.
Well, thanks for having me. It's a lot of fun.
So what do you like about being Tony Stark?
Kind of, to a lesser extent, gives you free reign to say and do whatever you want. You can kind of hop into photos, you photobomb people, you make jokes at everyone's expense, you can heckle every Captain America you see, you know.
You would heckle Captain America?
Don't tell him, it's more fun that way.
Anyway.
I know you've been taking style tips from Freer, it's fine.
So how long have you been a cosplayer?
Mid 2013, I think. About that. I mean, like, you know, I don't really count Halloweens or Renfest for the most part. You know,
that's more garb and costumes.
Right.
For like, how long did you trick or treat for?
My whole life. I mean, come on.
You just did it last October, didn't you?
Yes. It's free candy.
That was
it's free
you
candy
at
Why
my
not?
house. I thought I recognized you.
Why wouldn't you?
So, what inspired you to start doing the cosplay?
I don't know. I had a couple friends that wanted to go to conventions, and I thought it'd be neat to go. I'd never really been to a convention. I didn't know what I was in for. But a lot of them were like, hey, well, I know what I'm in for now. Too late. You're like 2 years too late. But I didn't want to be, you know, odd man out, really. So I thought I'd put together a cosplay and, you know, just try to come up with something that I was kind of happy with, so that I could not only look at other people's cosplays, but be kind of, you know, part of the group, as it were. So.
And how's the reaction been to your cosplaying?
I think pretty positive. I definitely like them, and I guess for me that's the most important thing. I just have fun doing them. I fun kind of getting to act and look like someone that, you know, for a day you get to be. So, and then get a lot of positive notes on it. A lot of people joking around and, you know, freaking out when they see it. You know, oh, hey, that's so-and-so. So that's cool.
Always a nice part of it. Now,
Yeah.
You're a prop maker, too.
Yes.
And I can't help but notice that arc reactor on your chest,
Yes.
which is not going to explode, is it?
No.
No, okay, good.
Not to my knowledge.
That does not look like a standard one that I've seen.
No, actually, I made this. There's a harness that goes around and up over my shoulder, and unfortunately, I had a bit of a wiring issue this morning. One of my solders broke, and it would be lit, except that it's not. There's actually a LED in there, lights the whole thing up. Most of it's made out of fabricated metal and PVC and styrene. The front I actually designed myself on a 3D render program and had 3D printed in aluminum infused powder. So it's not painted or anything. The shiny aspect you actually see on it is just the powder that's sanded down. So
I would say that's a very impressive job, wouldn't you guys? So what other props have you made?
I had a gentleman commission a Prince Oberyn spear from me at one point, and that was a lot of fun to make. The spears are fairly simple, being that they're a shaft with a spearhead on them, but his was a little odd. It had to be in 3 parts.
Okay.
So the whole thing has to disconnect into 3 parts so he can put it in a duffel bag because he doesn't own a car. He travels by bus for everything. So carrying a spear on a Greyhound is probably not advised. I've made...
You think gun laws are tough.
Yeah,
Spear laws,
yeah.
so...
I've made stuff from BioShock and Borderlands. I just finished a resin cast of Mehrunes Razor from Skyrim. A lot of fun with the resin. I've been playing around with that this last couple months, and it's a little finicky, but it comes out real nice at the end. So, pretty wide assortment of stuff. I don't really have a specific genre I stick to. I actually like getting input from everyone else because I myself would just stick to one. I'd pick one video game and do everything from it, and it'd be 2 years later, and I wouldn't have really progressed anywhere. So, I like hearing from everyone else and kind of picking and choosing seemingly random props to make. So, props, armor, whatever.
Well, that's very cool. So, from input from other people, that's inspired other cosplays. Like, which ones have you also done?
I've got a Booker DeWitt from BioShock, and that's kind of one of my mainstays. I've got the shotgun and the hand cannon that he has that I put a lot of effort into. I obviously just kind of finished a Tony Stark. I've got a Captain Jack Harkness. That's a lot of fun.
Ooh.
Yeah. As I know you do too.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's a lot of fun. I've got a Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon. I'm sure I'm forgetting 1 or 2 in there. I've got a couple in the works.
Anything you care to share as far as what you're building?
I'm working on a movie Mad Max from the new one. A Mad Max from the movie Mad Max. It's redundant, I know, but a bunch of leather, a bunch of straps, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Do you do the leather work yourself as well?
As much as I can. I'm more handheld and extremity armor. Bracers and whatnot are easy, but I don't do much in the way of like full leather. I'll do belts and I'll do connectors and stuff and harnesses, but I'm not much for vests and stuff yet. I'm learning on that, so that's the next step.
It's always good to learn new skills.
Yeah. Staying with one thing never really gets you anywhere.
So your friends brought you into it. So do you have a lot of friends who support your cosplay?
Yeah, quite a few.
Any that don't?
Not that I'm friends with.
Not anymore.
It's don't surround yourself with negative people. That one. So
And your family enjoys your cosplay?
Yeah. My mom will make fun of me a little bit for some of it, but she completely supports it. More just what I choose to cosplay, not so much that I'm cosplaying. She doesn't care about that. My family thinks that's pretty awesome.
What do they think of your Captain Jack?
They think he's hilarious. They love John Barrowman, and so they think that whole layout's really funny. Obviously, I'm not as lewd around my family as I am around my friends. So, yeah.
Really, you hold back?
Just a little,
So what do you do for when you're not in the cosplay world, in real life?
I'm actually the accounts payable manager for a restoration company.
Okay.
So that was a recent change, actually, so I'm super thrilled about that. But yeah, I do pretty much all of the inbound billing for the company. So a lot.
Sounds like
a lot of numbers.
A lot of numbers?
Yeah.
So I'd say cosplay is the furthest thing you could get from doing accounting work?
Yes. Yeah, pretty much, which is pretty much great that I can do both and not have to have anything that crosses over. So
not
cosplaying as an accountant, so that's fine.
That would be an interesting cosplay to see, though. I am the accountant. Let me see your books. Well, that's about all the time we have. We're going to actually go to some con tips. And we'll be right back. Thanks, everyone.
Welcome to another segment of Cosplay with Constance. Today we are doing another con tip with Rosita?
Yes, Rosita.
Rosita? With Sammy, and we are going to be talking about cosplay is not consent.
Yeah, guys, this is really important to talk about. Out in the real world, this happens all the time. Guys think that they can touch girls because they're wearing, some skimpy clothing or whatever they're wearing. It's really important at cons. It happens all the time. People get grabbed in passing. And it's really important to keep in mind that cosplay is not consent, no matter what they're wearing or not wearing. It is never okay to touch someone without their permission. Or take pictures that are inappropriate. You need to ask for permission first.
Definitely agree with that, but I like to make the one differentiation that most people that I hear talk about cosplay is not consent that they don't make, is that cosplay is not consent, but it is an invitation for people to come to talk to you.
Right. We love when people come to talk to us and, ask us for pictures and, whatever you want to say. We love that. Just, making inappropriate comments or touching, it's never okay.
Never okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll have to shoot you if I get my gun out.
I'd shoot you too, but my gun's a little stuck. So I'm good at this. Cosplay. Okay. Do you have any more tips for cosplay is not consent or for cosplayers in general?
I think just, stay in groups, be safe, make sure you're with people who know where you are and what you're doing and can, make sure that you're okay. I think that's really important to know where you are and where your friends are. So.
Okay. Well, that's great. Thanks for watching. You've been here with the Rositas. Back to you, Governor.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks for watching the show. Keller, thanks so much for being on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hopefully we'll have you on again.
That'd be wonderful.
Though if you're Captain Jack, there may be some issues. So thanks again, and we'll see you around. And in the meantime, have fun and cosplay on. Interested in cosplay, but you're not sure where to start? Get my book, Elements of Cosplay, Costume, and Beyond. Available on Amazon.com.
Thank you for watching Captain Kyle's Cosplay Spotlight. If you enjoyed this episode, here's a few more you may enjoy. And don't forget to click the link to subscribe. Have fun and cosplay on.